Omni-Ista. Um, I look terrible. Um, I'm cleaning the garage, so I basically got up and threw my clothes on and went outside. I'm trying to beat the heat, so to speak. We have a Santa Ana coming in, and it's already actually rolled in the heat. If you've never been around Santa Ana's, the best way to describe it is if God had a big hair dryer blowing on high heat on you, that would be it. What happens is all the hot air from the desert comes in from normally the wind here will come in from the south, from from Mexico, and upward and circulate around, or it'll come in from the coast. Most of the time the coast, and since we're only 7 miles from the coast, and we're up on a hill, we get a pretty good breeze, and it's usually pretty cool here. But when the Santa Anas come, the heat is unbearable. And anyway, so unfortunately, I have to be in the garage cleaning, and normally I would just say, we don't have to be out of here until the last week of October, and we're moving then. But the problem is that we have way too much stuff to bring it all with us, and I have to eliminate a lot of stuff in garage sales and Craigslist and such, but I only have so many weekends left, and so I have to get a garage sale going on no later than just Saturday, hopefully tomorrow if I can get it together tonight. Anyway, just got a lot of stuff to sort through, take apart, clean up, price. I need to put a Craigslist ad on for it. It's just a lot of stuff going on. But anyway, because it's so hot, I am taking breaks and making lunch and coming in and refilling my water, and every once in a while I want to sit down, and this is one of those moments. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm actually done with my P2, and I'm in my 72-hour period of going off the drops and staying on the very low calorie diet. And so I'm trying to kind of take it a little bit easy, because I know that it's not easy. I don't want to work myself up into a hunger easily. So so far I'm okay. I only went up an ounce, or not an ounce, but a tenth of a pound, excuse me. And I don't anticipate having a problem, but like I said, you never know. My daughter, I worry about her. I think that I know that she's been restricted enough now that she has times where she's going to want to go out and do stuff, and I hope she chooses well. And I've kind of warned her how to not gain. I'm kind of hoping that maybe she'll just, if she's going to cheat, it'll be just a taste or something like that. But as I can't hold her hand for her. So anyway, particular, this diet is, you have to have your head really into it. If you're going to be in it, you got to be all in. And the fact of the matter is, there's a reason why the HGC works the way it does. When you first start the diet and you load and you are taking those drops and initially getting it into your system, you are taking the drops plus eating fatty foods, and that packs on pounds on you and causes you to put a storage on. So in turn, when you get to the end of P2 and you're weaning off of them and you're still staying on a very low calorie diet, if you start introducing anything that you shouldn't in those last 72 hours, you're going to gain weight because you still have HCG in your system. So it's best to really stick to protocol and not fool around in that arena. Once you get past the point that you don't have it in your system anymore, your diet does change a bit, but you know, you don't want to go crazy, and you don't want to initiate a bunch of foods in all at one time. Or I heard to try one thing new a day, no more than that, and that's probably a good rule to go by. Um, I gotta say, the first time I really didn't have any problem with T3. I stayed the same throughout. I never did have a steak day, but I was rather cautious, and I do have to admit that, you know, my husband had been off and on over a period of time on low carb diet, so I already kind of knew the ins and outs really well of that because I had to feed him. So I already had a lot of product in the house for him, and I already knew how to check carb counts and net carbs, and how to avoid the sugars and all that stuff. So, you know, I had that going for me already. So, you know, maybe that will be helpful, but that does bring up a few good topics to talk about, which is the buddy system and various other, you know, whether it's good or bad for you, considering certain things and who you're doing it with, you know. So I think I'll probably talk about that topic soon. But anyway, later today, after I get done getting filthy and sweating, and I'll take a shower, and when I do, I'll come back and do another post because I ended my round. I didn't do quite as good as I expected, but I had 3 weeks of just not really losing more than maybe a pound for 3 weeks total when you add them up. So that, basically 3 weeks of loss compared to 6. So I didn't do as well, and I almost expected not to. I've heard a lot of people say they on their second round that they didn't do as well. I don't know exactly what the reasoning would be for that, but it just seemed like everybody says that they had a harder time the second time, but I only had a harder time, I think, only because of just all the stuff going on right now, and um, and I'm not really beating myself up about it, really, other than this last week. This last week was my fault. But anyway, I did say that I had um, the chocolate delight, and I shouldn't have done that on P2. Although some people don't have a problem, like my daughter does not have a problem with it, but I do. So, anyway, so my problem about that is on my last week, I did it. I gained 2 pounds, and it took me the entire week to lose it. And so I got right back on the last day, back to the weight that I was on the first day of the week. So, so I basically wasted a week doing one little simple thing. And so, when in doubt, leave it out. So, I will see you a little bit later today. And I need to get on with things and eat some lunch and get back in the hot garage. So I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.